gambling lords, arguing that after all this is put to good use. Maraming mga obispo ay nangungisal na tumatanggap sila ng pera galing sa gambling lords. Si Father Imong yun, yung Pampanga. Kung hindi pala siya nahuli at expose, ayaw pala niyan i-reveal na binigyan siya ng support ni GMA. Ang problema is that nabanggit na nabulgar na sa media, and yet admit that he accepted money. Kaya ito ang mga itong instances like this sort of discredits the church. But I think there are now elements of the church na kung yun pang nanatili noon, I would have become a priest. I studied for the priesthood, but after 1 year, I lost my vocation and my religion because of those the old-style priests. Pero ngayon, tingnan nyo yung iba, they are, I think, the kind of missionary zeal which I also admire people left. I found in some of this clergymen. So I have now a much more positive attitude. Although there are also certain religions, mga religious cults, na I think ang dami-dami pang mga followers na ang epekto sa bansa ay hindi maganda. Pinapaniwala na bibitahan ko yung mga passport sa application sa passport para kuha kayo ng green card. That sort of religion is what Marx meant by the opium of the masses. Niluloko mo lang yung mga tao. And yet it is these guys who are drawing a lot of big crowds, enthusiastic crowds, who can be delivered during elections. Yun ang babala. It's kaya nga may pagka-complex yung aking section on religion. That's why I deleted that section.
Thank you very much.
Much more complicated than the military.
Thank you, sir. We now have UP Baguio on the line. Baguio, come in. Dr. Maria Eleonora Inson.
Good afternoon. We have a question here from Dean R. Ravillon of the College of Social Sciences. His question is, does the mass movement versus the regime have symbols that the entire nation can rally behind? What or who are these symbols?
Thank you. So does the mass movement versus the regime have symbols that the entire nation can rally behind? What or who are these symbols?
On the one hand, there is Raul Gonzalez, one symbol. On the other hand, you have Antonio Trillanes. So you make your choice. So anyway, symbols. I don't know kung anong gusto niyo alam.
What or who?
What
or who are the symbols? Can be what, can be
who?
That the nation can rally behind.
Probably you are asking me the usual question kung gusto mo tanggalin si GMA, sino inyong ipapalit. Ngayon, mag-recommend ako ng mga symbols, no, mga kandidato. I can only choose this from among the trapos, from among the presidentiables, dahil yung iba hindi mo kilala. But in the course of the struggle, some people will emerge from obscurity. For that matter, baka ito si Jun Losada is emerging as the rallying symbol. Yeah, the movement, political movement, has such a dynamic for leadership formation.
Thank you. We now have Mindanao. UP Mindanao, please come in. Professor Richie May Gamo.
Good afternoon. This is from UP Mindanao. We have a question here from Mr. Rafi Joe Sanchez, lecturer of the Department of Social Science. He is the former student regent of the University of the Philippines, sir.
Hindi ko makaduog niyo.
Maayong hapon, Mr. President. I have two questions. The first is, what is the critical role of the social science disciplines in reshaping this damaged nation as you conceptualized? The second question is, don't you think snatching the state from the elites, as you put it, would be a quick fix solution, and in the absence of a long-term perspective, gains obtained in the process will collapse in succession?
Snatching the regime.
Yes, snatching the regime from the elites.
From the elite. That is easier said than done. And it will not solve anything unless you use the state. And that is my whole burden of my argument, that the state, instead of weakening it, can be used to bring about social change. Because you are no match as individuals and all small groups or NGOs, we are no match to the power and the resources of the elite. So the state serves that purpose.
Well, the first question was, what is the role of social science as a discipline in healing the damaged nation or repairing a damaged nation?
Well, if you just take your social science seriously, you should already know what you can do to help our nation. And I do not want to give prescriptions, because as social science students, you ought to know from your studies what you can do as a citizen.
Thank you very much. UPLB, you have one more question. Los Baños, come in,
Good
please.
afternoon. Good afternoon again from UP Los Baños. We have a question here from Ernest Kalayag, a student of College of Engineering and Agro-Industrial Technology.
Good day, sir. How do you see a change in the individual's mindset as compared to the systemic change that you have presented in your lecture?
How do you see a change in an individual's mindset compared to the systemic change that you have presented in your lecture? Individual change versus
Iba't-iba naman levels dito eh. And so far as individual change is concerned, I will leave that to you. As a social scientist, I'm more concerned with social change, and the change of structures and systems. I think changing yourself, your individual self, as far as I'm concerned, that is your individual responsibility. Or at least, that's something between you and your God. At hindi ako makialam yan.
Thank you. Open University, your question, please.
This question is from Juan Rion, MA student of Public Management. Since it is now more difficult to organize an activity like that of EDSA 1 and 2 due to government suppression, what other ways do you suggest people can do to express protest?
Since it is now hard to form an activity like EDSA 2 due to government suppression, what other ways can the people do to express protest?
Well, it may be demonstrations, but not converging in one place, but in different areas. And I know some members of my organization, Laban ng Masa, recently has organized themselves into what small guerrilla groups, to stage demonstrations right away. Minsan Malacanang pa. Yesterday, they confronted Neri in front of his house. And the police usually get flat-footed. Kaya ang police is very good in suppressing a demonstration, lalo na kung masyado malaki, at saka you are following the routine. Lagi kang pumunta sa Mindiola. Ambisado ng police yung Mindiola eh. They know how to break you up there. Pupunta ka sa Makati. They know what to do in order to prevent you from reaching. But you can have small groups. Kailangan talagang lakas ng loob dito. Doing some form of action that catches national attention. Just a good example was the one of demonstration in Mary's house yesterday. Just a handful of them, but they were able to make an impact and to deliver the message that he is not telling the truth, and he has that responsibility. So there are many ways that, and some of these methods actually ginagamit na develop na lalo na nung panahon ng martial law, early days of martial law. People became very inventive. Dito sa UP, halimbawa, there was a time na everybody wore a black ribbon. Well, you're not saying, hindi ka nagpapanila down with martial law. But dahil karami ng mga taong magawa ng ribbon, everybody knows na, it was a form of protest. So, hindi lang, I think, ang punto ng mga obispo, ay huwag tayong magpatali sa isang forma ng pakibaka. Kailangan natin i-revive yung mga iba't ibang mga formang pakibaka na ginamit noon, pero parang nakalimutan na ngayon.
Thank you very much. Manila, UP Manila, come in please.
Yes, we have two more questions, Dr. Nemenzo. First, short of a bloody revolution, is there still hope for our political and constitutional institutions? And the second question is, what can you say on the issue of the use of the English language as the medium of instruction in the university? Thank you.
Short of a bloody revolution, is there hope for our political and constitutional institutions? First question. The second question is about the use of English as the
Well, it
medium of
doesn't have to be
instruction.
bloody. A revolution does not have to be bloody. And something that is bloody is not necessarily revolutionary. And it takes two sides to have a bloody revolution. Hindi naman ang mga revolusyonaryo ang gustong magkaroon ng pagbabago.